Virginia's railways are seeing a major resurgence, and Amtrak is at the center of it. With new routes, increased service, and growing ridership, the state is becoming a model for passenger rail expansion in the U.S. But what's driving this boom? Is it better infrastructure, changing travel habits, or smart investments? Let's dive into the factors fueling Amtrak's success in Virginia and what it could mean for the future of train travel in America. First, some positivities to start things nice and easy. Amtrak's state-supported services in Virginia have experienced a remarkable ridership surge, reflecting a growing public preference for rail travel over driving or flying for regional trips. Here's one fun fact. When Amtrak extended the Northeast Regional service to Roanoke, population 99,000, the overwhelming demand was so strong that the route became profitable even before factoring in state subsidies. This success reflects the booming rail demand in Virginia, where expanded service continues to attract riders. In fiscal year 2024, Virginia's routes helped propel Amtrak's national ridership to nearly 33 million passengers, a significant recovery from pandemic lows. 1.4 million passengers traveled on the VPRA's 4 Amtrak routes, a 4.3% increase over the previous year, and a 45% increase over its pre-pandemic record set in 2019. The Southeast's busiest stations included Richmond Staples Mill Road, Alexandria, and Norfolk, reflecting Virginia's surging rail travel demand. In detail, Route 51 saw the biggest year-over-year increase in ridership by percentage. That route went from 139,500 passengers in 2023 to 149,000 last year, a 6.9% increase. Route 50, Norfolk to D.C., making it the state's most successful route, going from 490,000 riders in 2020 to 515,000. Route 47, Newport News to D.C., and Route 46, Roanoke to D.C., also posted increases, reporting 381,000 riders, an increase of 4.9%, and 343,585, an increase of 3.5%. These 3 stations are critical hubs linking the Southeast to the Northeast, offering seamless connections along the East Coast. The executive director of Virginia Passenger Rail Authority, VPRA, said, "With record-breaking ridership, Virginians are embracing rail as a convenient and sustainable way to travel." So, why Virginia's passenger numbers have skyrocketed in recent years? According to Amtrak Vice President, Virginia's passenger rail boom comes down to one key factor: investment. The tremendous growth in ridership is a direct result of substantial investments in expanding and improving passenger rail, he stated. Indeed, back in December 2019, then Virginia Governor Ralph Northam announced a landmark rail agreement between the Commonwealth and CSX Transportation based on the execution of a legally binding term sheet. This announcement became the catalyst for what we know today as Transforming Rail in Virginia, TRV, a $3.7 billion investment initiative. Between December 2019 and March 2021, Virginia and CSX refined the term sheet into legally definitive agreements. Through the agreement with CSX, Virginia acquired 384 miles of CSX right-of-way and 223 miles of track and rail corridors paralleling I-95, I-64, and I-85. In 2018-2020, the Virginia General Assembly created the VPRA, a new independent authority dedicated to managing, funding, and growing passenger rail services. Staying true to the Transforming Rail in Virginia vision, VPRA continues to seek opportunities to expand and enhance passenger rail across Virginia. On May 5, 2021, Governor Northam announced that the Commonwealth reached an agreement with Norfolk Southern Railway to expand passenger rail to Southwest Virginia. In partnership with Norfolk Southern Railway, the Commonwealth acquired 28 miles of the Norfolk Southern-owned right-of-way from the Salem crossovers to Christiansburg. In September 2024, VPRA signed a new deal with Norfolk Southern to purchase the Manassas Line and gain access to their main line for service to the New River Valley. The deal was recently finalized on March 8th. By purchasing railroad right-of-way, VPRA now has the unique opportunity to own these valuable assets and further enhance rail capacity. With the Norfolk Southern Agreement, as well as a similar 2021 agreement with CSX, VPRA can now work with the Virginia Railway Express, VRE, to expand their service on both the Manassas and Fredericksburg lines, including offering evening and weekend trains. In August 2024, the VPRA celebrated the opening of the Newport News Transportation Center, a state-of-the-art facility designed to replace an outdated Amtrak station that could no longer accommodate rising passenger demand. The completion of this long-planned project marks a major upgrade for the Hampton Roads region. The new intermodal hub offers expanded parking and modern passenger facilities, along with seamless connections to Amtrak's thruway bus service, Hampton Roads Transit, taxis, and shuttles to Newport News Williamsburg Airport. Customers will access a fully illuminated and accessible parking lot and bus area, with pathways leading to the station's entrances, all of which are equipped with automatic doors. Inside, passengers can enjoy a 3,450 square foot waiting area, vending machines, restrooms, and assistance from Amtrak employees at the ticket counter. Designed with accessibility and safety in mind, the station features a high-level, level boarding platform, ensuring a smoother and more efficient boarding process. Accessible pathways with guardrails and signage guide passengers to the platform, which includes a yellow tactile surface strip along the edge as a hazard warning for those who are blind or have low vision. Additionally, a new maintenance facility has been constructed, allowing crews to service and clean trains in preparation for daily departures. This $47 million project, funded through state and federal sources, reflects VPRA's commitment to supporting growing ridership demand. Newport News has long been a key node in Virginia's rail network, with train service dating back to the early 20th century. The previous station, built decades ago, lacked the capacity and accessibility needed for modern rail travel. The new transportation center not only improves the passenger experience, but also strengthens Newport News's role in VPRA's Transforming Rail in Virginia vision, ensuring seamless statewide rail travel for years to come. VPRA completed a $27.5 million upgrade at Quantico Station with a ribbon cutting in November 2024, marking the culmination of a broader $101.4 million capacity enhancement project along the Fredericksburg line. The improvements, executed in partnership with VRE, include an overhead pedestrian walkway with elevators for ADA compliance, addressing accessibility gaps at a station heavily used by commuters and Marine Corps base, Quantico personnel. Additionally, VPRA added a third track through the area, a critical infrastructure enhancement that allows more trains to operate concurrently and reduces delays caused by train interference. Quantico's upgrades are part of TRV's aim to optimize the I-95 corridor for both passenger and freight rail. The third track mitigates bottlenecks where the VRE's Fredericksburg and Manassas lines converge, historically causing scheduling conflicts with Amtrak and CSX freight operations. FRA data highlights the necessity of such improvements, noting that rail congestion in Northern Virginia hampers on-time performance, a persistent challenge as Virginia's population grows. For urban planners, Quantico's transformation offers a model of how incremental upgrades can yield outsized benefits, enhancing reliability and capacity to support TRV's goal of more frequent and dependable service. Virginia's rail expansion has proven that investing in passenger rail delivers results: higher ridership, better connectivity, and reduced highway congestion. But could this success be replicated nationwide? What would it take for other states to follow Virginia's lead and truly unlock the potential of passenger rail in America? Share your thoughts in the comments below.
Washington Union Station is one of the busiest and most historic rail hubs in the United States, serving Amtrak, MARC, and VRE commuters alongside Metro and intercity buses. Since its opening in 1907, it has blended Beaux-Arts grandeur with modern transit, standing as both a landmark and a vital gateway to the nation's capital. Now, Amtrak has made a major move at Union Station, one that could reshape how this historic hub operates and directly influences Virginia's rail future. Backed by the Virginia governor, the announcement signals more than a local upgrade. It represents a regional shift that could redefine travel along the Northeast Corridor and beyond. From new tracks and platforms to expanded service opportunities, this effort is not just construction, it's a clear statement of intent. And in today's episode of Great Trainspeed, we'll uncover the full story. Take a look at this. This is Track 22, once hidden away in the shadows of Washington Union Station, which quietly sat unused for decades. Tucked beneath one of the busiest train stations in America, it was little more than a forgotten storage track, a relic of a different era. But on August 6, 2025, that silence was finally broken. Amtrak officials pulled back the curtain on a newly rebuilt platform that transformed this neglected space into a vital artery of the passenger rail network. For years, Track 22 served only as a place to store idle trains, closed off from passengers and cut off from the flow of daily travel. Now, after a careful and ambitious restoration, it has been reborn with a new purpose. The platform will host VRE commuter trains, as well as Amtrak's long-distance and Virginia routes, unlocking badly needed capacity at the station. This upgrade couldn't have come at a better time, coinciding with Amtrak's all-time ridership record in fiscal year 2024, a clear sign that demand for rail travel is not only growing, but surging. But the Track 22 project is about more than efficiency. It is about honoring history while preparing for the future. Crews didn't just install new rails, they carefully breathed life back into the station's historical columns, preserving the classic architecture that has witnessed generations of travelers. By marrying those historic details with modern utility, Amtrak has created a space that feels both timeless and forward-looking. Accessibility was also a top priority. A brand new access hall now connects passengers to the platform through elevators, escalators, and stairs, ensuring a seamless flow of movement. Designed to be fully ADA compliant, the space makes Union Station more inclusive than ever, proving that rail infrastructure can be both functional and equitable. The revival of Track 22 represents an Amtrak statement. It shows how forgotten corners of America's transit system can be reimagined to meet today's needs while respecting yesterday's legacy. So, why did Amtrak decide to bring Track 22 back after years of neglect? What specific reasons drove this revival? We'll uncover the answers in the next part. And if you're enjoying this journey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an update from the fascinating world of trains, right here on Great Trainspeed. The decision to restore this track is driven first and foremost by passenger demand. In fiscal year 2024, Amtrak reached a historic milestone, an all-time ridership record of 32.8 million customers compared to 28.5 million customers in the previous year. This figure is more than just a number. It highlights the rising demand for efficient passenger rail and reflects a broader national shift towards sustainable, reliable travel. With highways congested and airports overcrowded, more Americans are turning to trains, and Amtrak is responding with its most ambitious investment plan yet. To keep pace with this growth, Amtrak has committed $4.5 billion to infrastructure and fleet modernization. This marks the largest construction wave in the company's history, generating thousands of skilled jobs, stimulating domestic manufacturing, and setting the foundation for a stronger national rail network. From new rolling stock and upgraded stations to modernized facilities, every investment is aimed at improving passenger comfort, reliability, and long-term capacity. Breaking our ridership record is just the beginning, said Amtrak former CEO Stephen Gardner. For leadership, the achievement is less of an endpoint and more of a turning point, proof that Americans are eager for efficient and environmentally friendly alternatives. Backed by partnerships with states, host railroads, and local communities, Amtrak is doubling down on its mission to expand connections across the country. The work at Washington Union Station illustrates that mission in action. Following a mid-2024 court ruling, Amtrak assumed daily operations of the station and immediately began revitalizing this historic hub. Platform 22 is the first visible step forward on practical upgrade and a symbolic gesture of Amtrak's long-term vision. To make the project work well, the effort to transform the Washington hub is necessary. Washington Union Station stands as one of the nation's busiest and most historic multimodal hubs, Opened in 1907, it is the second busiest station in Amtrak's national network, serving 5.6 million riders in fiscal year 2024 alone. Looking ahead, Amtrak projects passenger volumes will continue to grow over the next 2 decades, reinforcing the station's role as a cornerstone of future rail expansion. For today's travelers, change is already visible. Redesigned ticketed waiting areas now offer additional seating, a calmer atmosphere, and relief from once overcrowded concourses. Boarding has been streamlined as well, making peak hour departures smoother, faster, and far less stressful. Behind the scenes, crews are focused on the station's foundations. Aging infrastructure is being repaired, train control and communication systems are being modernized, and security upgrades are underway, aimed at creating a more reliable and efficient passenger experience while preserving the building's 118-year-old legacy. And beyond functionality, the station's character is evolving. New shops, dining options, and leisure spaces are opening across the terminal, transforming Union Station into more than just a transit gateway. Whether waiting for a train or passing through on a layover, visitors will find a place designed not only for travel, but also for enjoyment. Have you had the chance to explore the new Platform 22 or check out the latest upgrades at Union Station? Do you think these changes are essential for Amtrak's plan to improve the passenger experience? Drop a 1 if you agree, or a 0 if you see it differently. It began quietly with Track 22. Once little more than a storage track, it has been reborn as a fully operational platform. At first glance, it may look like just another place to board a train. Yet behind this modest improvement lies a larger vision: restoring what is old while building for what comes next. Supported by $19 million in funding, including a federal grant, the project ran longer than expected, but the results are clear. Fewer delays, smoother passenger flow, and a more welcoming station experience. And that's only the starting point. Amtrak is not simply renovating a platform, it is laying the groundwork for its ambitious second-century plan, a 20-year blueprint designed to triple passenger capacity and double train capacity at Washington Union Station. Drawing from the 2012 Master Plan, the initiative directly addresses peak hour congestion, outdated platforms, and surging demand. Plans include expanded concourses, wider and longer platforms, improved ADA accessibility, and stronger multimodal connections to buses and metro. A central piece of this vision is Burnham Place, a 3 million square foot mixed-use development to be built above the rail yard. Designed to reconnect neighborhoods such as Noma, Capitol Hill, and H Street, it will introduce new retail, housing, office space, hotels, and public areas. Together, these upgrades will ease capacity constraints on the Northeast Corridor, enhance the passenger experience, and stimulate long-term economic growth for the district. Near-term improvements and federal environmental reviews are already underway, ensuring Union Station's transformation moves from concept to reality. At the same time, Amtrak is preparing for a new fleet to enter service. On August 28th, the next-gen Acela high-speed trains will begin operating on the Northeast Corridor, linking Washington, D.C., New York, and Boston. A total of 28 new train sets will roll out by 2027, increasing seating capacity by 27% and enabling more frequent weekday and weekend service. These new trains are designed with today's traveler in mind, featuring 5G-enabled Wi-Fi, personal power outlets, and reading lights. The first 5 train sets will mark the beginning of a broader modernization. Built at Alstom's Hornell, New York facility, they form part of Amtrak's larger fleet renewal effort, which also includes the new Amtrak Aero trains, upgraded long-distance locomotives, and refreshed interiors across existing equipment. As these trains roll onto the tracks, Amtrak is steering toward a future of faster, smarter, and more passenger-friendly service. The next-gen Acela represents more than speed. It represents a reshaping of the entire journey. With advanced technology, increased capacity, and amenities built for modern expectations, each departure stands as a statement. American rail can be innovative, sustainable, and competitive with air travel. Step by step, Amtrak is charting a new era of mobility, one that places passengers firmly at the center. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next time.